I'm Marian Joy G. Operiano, Group 7, and my topic is aesthetic, also spelled aesthetic, as the philosophical study of beauty and taste. It is closely related to the philosophical concern with the nature of art and the concept of which individual works of art are interpreted and evaluated. So aesthetic is all about beauty and taste, and how do people interpret or evaluate an object or an art, as well as the masterpieces of our individual works of art of one person or a particular group. We all know that when we say art is a broad topic that could be include drama, dance, music, and painting. Next is the nature and scope of aesthetic. It deals not only with the nature and value of art, but also with those responses to nature objects that find expression in the language of the beautiful and ugly. This is not just about nature and value of the arts, but also about how we react to the natural object. It's all about emotion or expression in beautiful and ugly language. How do we determine whether an object is beautiful or ugly? It's part of the aesthetic. Beautiful and ugly are too subjective. Meaning term beautiful, ugly are overly broad and subjective in their meaning. There is a bias when we say subjective because it is a based on one person perception. When we say subjective, we mean that you have different feeling towards another in that they are different from yours. It is dependent on one individual, different emotion, ideas, and interpretation of art. Because we have different perception, everything on earth may be perceived as beautiful by someone from his her point of view. For example, nagagandahan ka sa painting, pero sa ibang tao ay hindi. Spite of the emphasis of philosophers on the term beautiful and ugly, aesthetics because an insignificant issue for discussion of what appeals in nature. So for example, we appreciate a poem. We can describe it as iconic, moving, expressive, balanced, and harmonious. When we appreciate a poem, we don't always say it's just beautiful. We use phrases like the poem, very expressive and harmonious. So that is the nature and scope of aesthetic. Next is three approaches to aesthetics. So first, it is a study of aesthetic concept or the analysis of language of criticism, in which particularly judgments are singled out and their logic and justification are presented. So example, when we say language of criticism, we mean the word itself. When your critic, you give your judgment, your justification and reason based on how you judge, give your perception of offer your criticism. For example, you heard Moira's song. It's full of emotion and sad song. So number 2, it is a philosophical study of certain states of mind, responses, attitude, and emotion that are involved in aesthetics experience. So in this, it is not about critical language, but also about the states of our mind and emotion. It is about how we feel about an aesthetic experience. So the last is, it is the philosophical study of the aesthetic object that reflect the view that problem of aesthetic exists because the world contains special object towards which people react selectively as described in aesthetic terms. It shows that the problem still exists when it comes to aesthetic. Why do aesthetic is problem? Because the word exists a special object towards which people react selectively that we describe in an aesthetic term in a good way, such as beautiful, peaceful, or certain environment. So that's all.